This is my 100th video on YouTube, so first of all, thank you guys so much for all of your support over the past few years. If you told me as I was making my first YouTube video back in my college freshman dorm that I'd be making 99 more, I'd probably look at you a little confused. Not only because you could tell the future, but also I've never been good at sticking to things, but about a year and a half ago, I decided I'm gonna make a YouTube video every week for a year. And I did, and I honestly didn't expect that I would. Not only that, I hope that this journey of mine in the YouTube world has helped you in your journey in the design world. Anyway, let's get down to brass tacks. Back when I first started to design, free resources were pretty integral to my process. I was young and I didn't really have the money to invest in any paid resources until I started getting a larger load of commissions in. So free resources are extremely important in that way for pretty much every designer. Here are my top free resources for designers. This list includes assets, actions, mockups, textures, fonts, educational resources, and even places to find images for your projects. I'm gonna be going over my top 5 sites for free shit for graphic design. However, it's all gonna be referenced from this curated list that I just made of over 20 plus sites for free design resources, including educational resources like me, like this channel. And this list is going to be updated for y'all as time goes on and as I find more free stuff to add to this. So stick to the end of the video for the link to that list. All right, number 1, public.work. This site is unbelievable. It is a search engine for archived public domain images and artworks, aka free vintage images, illustrations, and the like. You're definitely gonna wanna bookmark this one. I get asked all the time where to find good images to use in your designs. And this is just such a neat resource, not only for that, but just for general inspiration as well. There's a ton of really cool things on here, man. Even just browsing the homepage, which looks like it's pretty much randomly put together. There's not really a theme across this thing, but there's so many images you can find just by scrolling around on the homepage. But even better than that, like I said, this is a search engine, so you can search whatever you want and find some really cool stuff. You can search up retro posters, find some really cool stuff in that category. Botanical illustrations, this one is really, really cool. You can find a ton of amazing illustrations of plants, leaves, fruits, things like that. Animal illustrations, like this illustration of a horse here is really cool. I'm sure you can find whatever other animal you need. You can search up things like book covers, sci-fi, psychedelic diagrams, which is a really cool one. I honestly just found out about this and I'm pretty sure it's new, but I wish I had this the past couple of years. It would have made my life so much easier. So definitely take advantage of this site. Go check out public.work and, bookmark this. Okay, and number 2, we've got resourceboy.com. This is a pretty damn comprehensive database of free goodies, including text effects, image effects, brushes, mockups, textures, and a lot more. It's honestly one of the best sites on this list. There's just so much stuff and it's all extremely useful and beautiful. Here's some of my favorite stuff from them. I honestly wouldn't really go here for mockups. I would go to duransupply.com, but they have some really cool textures, some really interesting text effects, an absolute boatload of gradients and gradient map presets, a ton of cool Photoshop brushes as well, which is really important. So this one was actually sent in my Discord channel a while back, and I was sort of taken aback when I opened up the website. It's just got so much stuff on here. By the way, if you do want to join that Discord community of like-minded designers where you could chat to, get feedback on your work and whatnot, the link is in the description. So yeah, really cool stuff on this website. I actually used some of the spider web textures for designs that I did for System of a Down, so that was pretty cool. I also plan on using some of their grunge frame textures, which I really think would be useful for merchandise design. That's definitely something I'm going to try out from Resource Boy. And of course, they've got plenty of other useful things like these lightning bolt textures, really cool, electrical tape pieces, white paper textures, even denim textures. So pretty cool stuff. Okay, and at number 3, we have me. I'm number 3, duransupply.com. Obviously, this YouTube channel is already free and I have a ton of educational resources for you on design, but did you know that I've also got all of this good stuff for free? On my website, you can find free film glow actions, pixel art actions, mockups, lo-fi image actions, Xerox actions, VHS text effect template, paper textures, and more. You can get all that on duransupply.com down in the freebies section. And I'm also going to lump in, phone a friend here, Jack from Studio AAA, little bonus resource. I love Jack. Everybody knows Jack, right? If you don't know Jack, Jack is the owner of Studio AAA, another paid resource site for graphic design, but he also has a ton of free stuff. So just take a look at all these free resources he has on his website, more contemporary design assets, textures. He makes some real good stuff, man. And he also does YouTube if you want to learn a little something from him too. That is Studio AAA Curated.com. Big shout out to Jack. Okay, number 4, this is actually a 3-in-1, and it's all about fonts, the bane and the glory of all graphic designers. Here's 3 sites that have some absolutely staggering free typefaces for your next project. FontShare is goated. Simply put, it's actually where I got this font that I use across like all my branding and my website. It's got so much good stuff on there, especially in the sans serif category, but they definitely don't shy away from the stylistic stuff either. They've got a ton of real cool fonts on this website. Definitely check out FontShare. Here's some of my favorites from that website. Next up, we got Free Faces, which is a great place to get some fonts with some personality. Obviously also free. Here's a few of the really cool typefaces they've got going on. Definitely something you don't want to skip over, and also their website is just really beautiful, so I like looking at it. Okay, next up we got B Fonts. This place is like the font on steroids. Just be careful, as not all of the fonts are available for commercial use. They're free, but some are only available for personal use. So go ahead and browse on bfonts.com. There's some real unique stuff here, and it's honestly kind of a mix of a lot of different stuff. So you're probably going to want to go up to the browse fonts little widget and search by font category or font style, so you can find the actual type of font that you're looking for, unless you want to sift through, what is this, like 1,000 pages of fonts. That's definitely something you want to keep in mind. Number 5, we're getting into every designer's favorite, texture. So this is texturefabric.com. This place carried me through my journey in graphic design. It is indisputably one of the best sites for textures out there. Not everything on here is free, but they still have a massive archive of free stuff, ranging from grunt textures, scan textures, tape, random stuff. They got things you wouldn't have even thought people make textures out of on this website. So they're amazing. Pro tip, when you're on here, just go up and head to the gallery subpage on the top nav bar. And from here, you can just scroll through all of the free stuff. And you can also sort by the categories they have here. So they have book covers, burnt, concrete, dirty, fabric, fire, grunge, ink, all that good stuff. So absolute powerhouse of a website we have here. And you know what? I'll throw in a little bonus as well. So if you want another very good place for textures, you go ahead and go to texturelabs.org. So this is run by Brady. He's actually a channel here on YouTube. I'm sure you know him. He's pretty popular in the, design YouTube space because he's a fucking genius, and we love Brady. Everyone loves Brady and Texture Labs. And not only does he make some really cool tutorials on YouTube about Photoshop and After Effects and all that good stuff, he also kindly has a whole gallery of free textures, just like Texture Fabric, for us to sift through and use all of these really well-made and high-quality textures. There's some really cool grunge textures, crack textures, even spray paint textures, fire textures, brick, and so on. He's honestly the GOAT, so go check out Texture Labs as well. Okay, now those are a few of my favorite free resources, but there's a ton more out there for you to explore. And for your convenience, like I said, I put those all in a curated list of over 20 free design resources, including some friends here on YouTube to help you learn design and even how to use resources like this in ways that look good. So head over to free.duran.supply to see my curated list of all these free design resources. Like I said, this is going to be an ongoing list, so if you have any recommendations, hit me on Instagram and I'll add them. Once you get here, you see we have the list of all the downloadable resources at the top and the list of all the learning resources down at the bottom. You can also sort all of the downloadable resources by their type. So you could sort it by images if you want images to use in your projects. You could sort it by textures, by mockups, and by fonts, just to single out those specific categories in the resource list. Also, quick pro tip, when you're clicking on these links, it might not take you to the actual link. So while you're clicking them, just hold down Command or Control on your keyboard, and that'll actually open the link in a new tab. And that way you can sift through them a lot faster. Everything I mentioned in this video is on this list, plus a ton more stuff that you should definitely go ahead and check out. And of course, if you want some other design YouTubers to watch, I added those down at the bottom here as well. We got Texture Labs, who I was just talking about, Studio AAA, which is Jack, who I mentioned earlier in the video, Fuller Mo, which is one of the absolute homies, and Design Syndrome, who is an absolute beast, and he has almost 200 videos on design, so definitely check him out as well. Thank you guys for watching. Again, thank you for all of your support in my YouTube journey to 100 videos. The next milestone is 100K, so y'all help me out with that. Go ahead and subscribe if you got anything of value from this video. I post these videos every week to help you become a better designer. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out.